Hey guys, welcome back. And this is the fifth video of this series. And here we are doing a deep dive into the code of this Protractor, how it works, and why we write in this proper function. So we last time we seen about async function and wait, how to add these weights, and what is the structure of this program. So I'm just giving you a quick recap of what we learned. We seen this describe. So what is this describe? This is, you can say, it's a global function in Jasmine. So yeah, this is not a protractor thing. The describe it. These are the functions in Jasmine. So when we'll use a suite, whenever you're running a suite in Jasmine, it will call describe. It is a global function. Inside describe, it takes two parameters. One, the name of the describe, which we already discussed why we are using this. Another is a function. And this function again contains two things. In this functions, in this function you can write many things, like many it conditions you can write. Again, it is a global function, and this is specific to the spec file. So in this spec file, this it is a global function which again takes two parameters. One is a name, another is again function, where we will do some expect things. So we will create some expect here, which will work like just assert. So as you have assert in your unit test cases, here we will be asserting with this. So now let's go and start from the first line. So as I have told you, the browser is just like a real browser. Dot get, here I am getting the browser. So if I will run only this line, I will comment all the line, it will just open me a browser from this line. So this is just like navigating. So whatever website I want to navigate, I will give it here. Then surely I would like to add one more code here. So whenever it's opening a web browser, it's not maximizing it. So let me maximize it. So this line of code, what this is doing is, this is saying, this is getting a driver from browser, then it's calling a manage function, then it is calling a window, and then it is calling a maximize, means it's maximizing the window. So if I will run it now, it will just open and maximize that window for me. Previously, if you remember, it was a small window, it was opening for Chrome browser. Then it is sleeping. Now we do not need this sleep, we already have a wait. Now what is the significance of this wait here? Browser.wait. So this wait will wait for any condition for a given time. So for this wait, we will have two parameters. One, the condition. So this is a condition. Second, how much time you want to wait for this condition. Let's say I'm saying, okay, log into my website and wait for 10 seconds to show the website logo. So within 10 seconds, if it is showing that logo, it will move on. But if it is not able to display that thing within 10 seconds, it will fail your test case. And this is a very important thing in Jasmine. You will see these time waits everywhere. And when you will run your test case scenario, you will see you will get these default timeouts every time. Like many times, not every time. Now, what is inside it? We will come back to it. So here it's waiting to see this element. So once the element is present, it means we have a screen. Now once we have a screen, we will go and see what is this, what this element is, and I will get that element in email field. Once I get that element, so if it is an input element, what you can do with an input element on a web browser, let me navigate to this and see. So this is our old screen. Let me bring my browser on this side and see what this website is all about. So this email, let me inspect this. Let me show you what is there. So you will see we are bringing this. Let me go and see what is the selector there. So I'm saying mat form field infix. So you can see here mat form field infix. Yeah, this is a class. So we are getting it by class. This thing. What is this? This is an input here. I need an input from this div. So I'm saying input. So in this div, go and find the input. So when I will translate this in English, go here In this you will find something called input. And in input, what you can do, so in real, what you can do on a web browser, so if you have an input field, what you can do here, you can just enter something, you can just send keys, that's all, you cannot do anything else. So in the same way, once I have this web element, now again, if you don't know what is a web element, you can consider everything on a page as a web element. So if I will show you here, I have this web element which is an input. I have this web element which is I think it's a text area. I have this web element, it's a drop down. So everything is a web element here. All these labels are web element. So like you have div, you have input, you have select, everything is a web element here. So if I want to do some, like I want to enter some keys in the web element, what I want to do first? First I want to get that web element, okay? Once I have that web element, I will call, so every web element has like its own methods. So in web element we have one method called send keys, and this send keys are used to input something. So if you will see, if I will say here, like I will write some email, let's say xyz@gmail.com. So when I will now run this test case, it will enter this Gmail there. Then what it's doing, it's saying browser.sleep, it's waiting for us so that we can see it filled this Gmail. Then it's getting a mat error, it's checking mat error should be, it should give a mat error. So this element should be present. So what is this expect? Expect is saying this element hold. Now what is the dollar sign? I'm just coming on it. So this element should be present, is present. So if this whole thing is true, means this web element is present on the screen, then it's true. But now I think this is a valid Gmail. So if I'm running this, now this test case should fail. So let me run this test case again. Now this will maximize. Remember, we added that line which maximizes the window. So now it should maximize. Oh, see, and it entered the name. You can see here, this is a Gmail. Okay, and it gave us some error also there. So I think it should pass now. It will not fail. But if I will write something else which should be valid, it should fail. Now coming back here, what is this EC? So you can see in Protractor we have expected conditions. So I'm creating a constant here. Now this is a good thing. Why I'm creating a constant? So if in future we will see when we will use the lint, and in lint it will check for the errors. It is just like checking your code whether you're writing in good format, you're following good procedures or not. So if we will write here let, it will give us error. It will say, hey, you're not assigning anything in this function, in this variable. So this should be constant. So here we are creating a constant from Protractor. So you can see Protractor dot expected conditions are here, EC. In this expected condition, I'm saying EC dot element to be clickable, means wait till this element is clickable. Now which element? So I'm giving this mat button. Now what is this dollar sign? So this dollar sign is equivalent to, or it's the alternate of finding element by CSS. So let me write here a new code which will be equivalent to this code. So I will say element, then I want to find the element by CSS, and then I will give my selector, which is this thing. Okay, so instead of writing all this, I can just write dollar sign and mat. Okay, so these things are equal actually. Let me comment this so you should not think this is a code. So this is equivalent to this whole thing. So I can replace these both. Now here again you will see I'm using a double dollar sign. Now you will think, okay, what is a double dollar sign? So this I'm saying, in this I'm saying element by CSS, means I need one element. But if I will add a double dollar sign here like this, it means I want element.all, means I'm expecting more than one elements here. So you can think of this as a get all elements method in Selenium. So you can see when I'm saying $sign, I am saying dot get first. So what this will return when I will use a $sign or I will use element.all, it will return me all the elements with this class, and inside it should like with this mat button also. So inside this div, inside this div, we will find this one and return all the things which are matching. So if there are 6 or 7, it will return all the things. Then when I will say get one, it will get the first one in this, and I will use the first one to send keys. So this is just an overview about or what all things are this. You will see this is equivalent to this one, get element. So if I want to replace this line, how I will replace this? So I will copy this just to show you guys, and instead of writing this code here, I can write this $sign is element, and then we can write our by CSS. So this will be again covered in another braces, and I will say element, how I want element. So this by again is a object in this class in Protractor. So inside the Protractor we have this by CSS. Now this is equivalent to this line, but I do not want to use this much, so I want to use this one. So now we are familiar with this code, and now I think every one of you knows which line, what is the responsibility of each line. It will navigate to this, it will maximize my window, this will wait till this website loads for this element. It's getting by $1, it means it's by element by CSS. It will wait max 5000 seconds, then milliseconds, then it will fail. It means it will wait for 5 seconds. This is a junk line which I just added to explain you. Then I have a constant email field, which is the email field from the screen. It will get the first element of this. So if they have like too many elements, it will get the first element. I will send the keys. I will wait for 4 seconds so that we can see the change. Then now this one is just I explained to show you. Now this one, it will wait for this element to be present. If the error element is not there, it will mark my test case as failed. Now other thing, one more very important thing I want to discuss with you guys. What if I want to fail this element in like if this is not passing in 30 seconds, I want to fail it, or if this is not passing into like 3 seconds, I want to fail it. So let me remove all these waits from here so that it will be more fast. Okay, now there is no wait. Now I want to fail this test case if this doesn't pass in 2 seconds. So I will come here after the it condition, and this is the second parameter, which is the time. So I'm saying it should pass in 2 seconds. Why I'm giving 2 seconds? Because I know it cannot pass in 2 seconds. So if I will give this 2 seconds, and if I will run again here on terminal, let me add one more terminal here. Okay, I will run my command protractor conf, and you will see it's running. It will run complete. You won't see like after 2 seconds it won't close this browser, but what it will do, it will mark it as fail, and you can see here it will give me a timeout exception. So let me pull this screen a bit here. Now you can see this one. So there will be like thousands of chances when you're running with your Protractor, you will see these kinds of errors. And I have seen in my development, all the SDETs will be facing this problem because they won't be aware of, they will just set a global timeout. I will show you how to set a global timeout, but there are some test cases which takes more than that global timeout. So for those, you have to set this 2000 here. So like some test cases are taking too much time, you just increase it 200 seconds, like about 3 minutes. If it is a big case, you're navigating to too many screens, you're generating something and then you're validating those things, so it will take more time. So you can just anytime you can mention here the timeout, and this should work good. Now going on the other page, so this page, whatever things we are doing or whatever labels we are getting or whatever scenarios we are running, we will see this in our next video. And what we will do is, just I'm giving you a heads up, if you want to try by your own, I will just comment this here and I will uncomment this here. It will start running these spec, it won't run this spec. So in conf file, I will just change the spec which I want to run, it will start running the paginator one. So in next tutorial we will see how these things are working, how things like it's not much different. So there are very limited options actually in Protractor or in any other automation tools you're seeing. Like you have click, you have send keys, you have get elements, so you have to play with all these things. So we will see in next video how these things work. We will go through this and then we will start creating this whole project into an Angular project. So we will create an Angular project. Inside Angular project we will create a e2e. So thank you guys for watching these videos. Please do comment something if you wish. And I have one question, like I was getting emails regarding the cucumber one and the jasmine one. So please do comment, add a comment in this video that you guys are going with cucumber or you guys are going with jasmine with Protractor. So you guys are using cucumber Protractor or you guys are using jasmine Protractor. And please do subscribe the channel. Thank you. See you in next video.